Listen to this. This is Jordan Peterson's daughter. If it'll come and play. And, yeah, her. To me, this is a semblance of my friend Eden. Were she activated to the higher function of which would be the idealized version of herself, not the one that's probably going to prison for heroin and thefts. But I do miss that one, my friend. She just looks like her. But it's not just that. I'm not talking about people just looking like people anymore. If you have eyes to see, I want to show you something here. Now, and I don't know her. She's in Canada. I listened to her dad. Her dad is if you don't know who Jordan Peterson is, Jordan Peterson is a rationalist man. He's like I think he does some sort of clinical psychology, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. But he teaches also in the universities up in Canada. And he did make a stand whenever these people were trying to do this language shit. He wasn't going to call the trans person she. He wasn't going to do it. He wasn't going to let them tell him what he was going to call someone. You know, especially if you're not being rude. And then you're going to be driven from the back seat regarding your own personal language. That sort of muzzle's not appropriate in any society that is worth a fuck. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? China, fucking sit this one out. You're not worth a fuck to your people. Now, the Chinese people, hey, those people are amazing people. There's a billion people there, and there's not a billion. If you use the spiritual laws, CCP doesn't really have any claim other than what it steals of those million. And since I said steals, and I'm talking about the higher realms, they might want to sit the fuck down on this one too. Because that's not only crimes against humanity, that's crimes against nature and the soul of mankind. So, not to get into that. Now, I backed it up because I want you to hear what she says. What they say.
Perspective on COVID, but I wanted to get you on to get your opinion on a whole bunch of things. So, first off, can we start with how dangerous do you believe COVID is?
Well, I'll say this first of all, Michaela. By questioning government mandates, you are basically murdering grandma. So you're a horrible person, and I'm going to judge you like everybody on Twitter will judge you. Okay? Just get that out of the way. So as you can tell, I'm a little biased, probably in your direction. So
Okay.
So your question was how dangerous do I think COVID is? Or what? Yeah. This is such a nuanced question, and yet we have to, we have to present it as.
I also was like, how dangerous is it? Period. Just like no direction there. But go ahead.
No, but I love it because that's the question that the public wants to know, right? So why can't we answer that properly?
Now, this guy is a neurosurgeon, I do believe. Doctor, yeah, he is a doctor. Let's see. If I'm not correct, I'll listen to him. He is an American physician, assistant professor, comedian, internet personality, musician. He's practicing hospital at Stanford. Doesn't say if he's actually. I heard him talking about some brain stuff, and so he's not a dumbass. He knows his shit, and he's kind of funny, But so anyway, go on. She's actually very interesting. I like her.
This is how I conceive of this. That question has an answer for you. It does not have an answer for a population. It doesn't have an answer for everybody. It has an answer for you, and it depends on how old you are, what your other diseases are, how likely you are to contract COVID, how much on the front lines you are, and your own risk tolerance. So how much are you willing to take risks? Like when you get in a car, you're a young person, in your 20s. A 24-year-old and younger is 36 times more likely to die of a car accident than they are of COVID. So for them, COVID is much less dangerous than for a 65 and older, who they're twice as likely to die of COVID than of a car accident. But what we've done as a policy is we've not acknowledged that. So we do all the backwards things. We shut our schools down. We shut down everything. We stop travel between cities. I mean, what you're saying you're doing in Canada is crazy. And this is nuts because
that.
Yeah, but do you think it's actually happening?
Yeah, it's happening.
I read an article suggesting it was, so I would assume yes, but we'll see in the next couple of weeks.
I mean, if they prevent Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson from leaving Toronto to tour the members of Rush, then I will become violent. I'd be okay with that as long as I'm out of Toronto. So, this idea of then having a different answer for is it dangerous for different subsets of people means you have to have a different response for different subsets of people. So what we've done is we've closed schools. Dumb, because if you're a hammer, everything's a nail, right? So if you're a person who's worried about COVID specifically, then you're going to shut down schools thinking, well, we might drop a little bit of the transmission, even though kids don't transmit it so aggressively. The new variants, maybe a little bit more, but not that much. And what we don't look at.
And the variants are being caused by the vaccine.
The downside of shutting schools, which is a regressive tax on poor people. Like you and I, like we're communicating by Zoom right now. We're in the Zoomocracy. We're the laptop barati, right? We can survive and thrive in this world. But the kid whose mom is an essential worker cannot. They need school. They need school for structure. They need it for meals. They need it for education. They need it for a path out so that they can actually express their true.
Now, this white guy is telling you what the actual privilege that it's being referred to is, they throw it on to white people like, it fits us, so let's put it on them. And then, hey, go with it because it'll benefit you now if you're not that guy. And it's an easy sell to someone. Now, listen to what it says. He used it correctly. And these people, they're not like Donald Trump, okay? They are critically thinking more in the middle, but definitely not going any more to the left where they take shit because of the serious flaw in the logic and the harm that is done.
Authentic self in the world, and what the laptoparati have done, the public health apparatus and our governments and a lot of people are complicit in this. And they said, you know what? We can go ahead and shut down because I can still make a damn good living. In fact, I might do better in this world when I don't have to commute and see Bob in the office and have him cough on me. And that's why I think this question of like, is COVID dangerous? The answer is yes.
And it appears to be that they're banking on that. To some degree. They have to divide the divisions up too. So if you get the mind controlled most, let's fuck this shit, lock it up. Class, then that branch of the 50-50 is going to go 25-25 at each other immediately. If you think what if you have ears to hear, you'll know what I mean then. And he's showing you right here that this is the way the game is being played.
The sense that it's dangerous to what we've done to ourselves as a society. We haven't targeted our restrictions in a way that's going to protect vulnerable people. We've harmed those vulnerable people, and we still have huge numbers of infections and deaths. So we suck at this, honestly.
Okay, I agree with that.
Bit of a rant, I apologize.
No, that was good. I've definitely ranted about this before. I thought that the people who got hit are the people who are losing their jobs, not making very much money, not the people who are like, yeah, okay, I'll take a couple months, a year, stay at home, like I have an office job that'll pay me, or I'm on Zoom, it's not. Then those are the people who are in charge of saying, yeah, this is what we'll do for everyone, because they're so removed from the people who have to go out and work all day.
It's like Dr. Evil is making the rules for everyone, you know, and this guy is not a normal guy. Like, he's a bald dude with a mini-me who sits there going, you know, I have summers in Rangoon, you know, in spring we made meat helmets. Everybody needs to shut down so I can sit here and pet my cat and still make a lot of money. The wealth inequity has actually gotten worse during COVID. Now, this is what kills me. So when you think of this from...
Have I given this perspective justice or not? Please like, and share, and subscribe.